CQ, CQDX 2, UDX 483 standing by.
UDX 483, UDX 3030, gotcha.
Roger, roger, UDX 3030. Well, it's good to hear from you again, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a while. How you doing, Steve? Everything good?
Yeah, I can't really complain. Just getting on the radio today, been out there cutting my weeds, burned 2 gallons of gas in the mower, so yeah, glad to sit down on something other than a vibrating seat.
Yeah, I hear you, buddy. That's one thing I really miss living here is cutting grass, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you just hate not having to do that, right?
Yeah, about twice a year, a bunch of guys show up with rakes and they rake my yard, all the rocks.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty much the norm out here, man. There's just hardly any grass anywhere.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I could learn to live that way. I think I could.
Yeah, Roger. I've adjusted pretty well. It only took 5 years, but I'm good with it now.
Yeah, Roger. Well, where were you before?
Well, I moved here from Denver. I spent 25 years there.
Roger on the Denver. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that is a bit of a culture shock, huh?
Yeah, Roger. I've had a house here since 1993, so I've been coming here forever. It was always the second home, that's all.
Yeah, Roger. Well, either way, I don't think either one of them's too bad a place. I've been here my whole life, 58 years. Within 10 miles of living in the same spot, within 10 miles of where I grew up. So the whole time, I say, yeah, it's about 10 miles, I guess. But I tell you, this place is changing, and it's changing quick. We've got the deepest port on the East Coast now, so spec buildings are popping up everywhere. I looked at a sign for one that's up for lease, 2.5 million square feet in one building.
Yeah, welcome to the world of quote-unquote progress, Steve.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And yeah, everybody's, selling land around us, and a lot of them are and most of them, they're doing it secretly. You don't know it's happening until it's done. And yeah, I don't have a lot myself, but you know what? They're gonna buy what's gonna be around me, and then they're gonna ask for mine, and I'm gonna say, oh, okay, that's fine. You can way overpay me for it, or you can look at my raggedy ass shack sitting in the middle of all these $2 million homes. You make that choice.
All right, I had an old motorcycle buddy in Denver, and that's what happened to him. He had a farm place out there, and they built apartments literally around 3 sides of him. And finally, eventually, they did come along with a stupid amount of money, and he finally did take it and move on, but it took almost 20 years.
Yeah, Roger on that. Yeah, my brother-in-law has already stated that he would sell for the right amount, and at that point it was $1 million. Of course, he's got the 40 acres behind me. It's 45 now. He had 40, and my mother-in-law had the other 10, and I just had this little patch in the middle. And she sold half of it to him for money to live on, and already spent that, so you know how that goes.
Well, yeah, that's just who's used to having it, and he had stupid money for a while all of a sudden. That's exactly what it is. It's just stupid money, easy come, easy go.
Yeah, well, none of my money comes easy, so it doesn't go easy either, so that's why I don't have the big radios that I want, but yeah, we're working on it. I do my horse trading, and I go work a little bit and take down a tower or an antenna here and there, and the people thank me for taking it down by letting me have the stuff, and I sell it on Craig's Crap, and Then I invested in my shack.
Well, there you go. As long as you got a little bit of extra cash flow to fund it, what the hell, right?
That's right. She can't holler at me if I'm not spending money from my job.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You guys still have that job thing going on?
Yeah, unfortunately I have to work. Yeah, my dad always said, "Oh man, if I help you out now, you won't have anything when I die. Dad, most likely you're gonna outlive me." And just like I told my mom, that's a long story, but I told her, I said, when you die, she was in bad health. I said, when you die, it's not going to be long, and all it's going to take is one wrong word, and Dad's going to cut me off. And me and my dad didn't speak for 13 years, and I reached out to him about, it's probably about a year ago now, I guess, and we've spoken a little bit here and there, and I saw him for the first time about 2 weeks ago. And yeah, my brother's gonna end up sucking up everything, and you know how that goes. It is what it is. I will live till I die, and I'll do the best I can till that time.
Yeah, as long as you can go out and have a little fun in the meantime, that's about all you really get, right?
That's right. The way this world is nowadays, shoot, man. Like I told my wife, I take it one day at a time, because, I can't tell you what's going to happen tomorrow morning.
Nope, negative. It's just all a surprise. I'm always surprised when I do wake up every morning, right? Like, oh, I got another day. Let's go, right?
Yes, indeed. And I love the people, oh, yay, it's Friday. No, it's not. It's not Friday until you clock out, man.
Yeah, exactly. I'm at a stage now where every day is pretty much Saturday.
I like Saturday, except for cutting grass.
Yeah, well, like I say, I don't have to do that either, so I don't really give a crap anymore.
Well, go rake your rocks, man.
I have guys for that, Steve.
I hear you, but that's a wonderful thing. I'm glad you're sitting there like that. That's awesome. That is awesome.
So, what is new on the East Coast, buddy?
Not much. We had the Low Country Mud Duck break over the weekend. I got out there yesterday and looked at a lot of toys. Didn't bring any new ones home. I refrained, and other than that, that's pretty much about it. Didn't have much of anything for radio activity today. I'm honestly surprised that we're talking right now. I looked on YouTube and I saw Macintosh was on, and he was on. What was it, 538? So I came out here and turned it on. I could just barely hear somebody. I'm not convinced it was him. I could hear somebody out there, so I figured I'd give it a call, and I think I got 3 Alpha Tango 204. But there was somebody else coming in too, and I think he went over to them. I pulled back, went back to 555, made a call, and that's when I got you.
Yeah, exactly. It was pretty dead here all morning, and then into the afternoon it started to pick up. So like right now I'm hitting Florida pretty hard. That's really about it, though. Out that way, out your way, Virginia, Maryland, out that direction, anyway.
Yeah, Roger. Like I said, mine was pretty much dead. 38, I could hear a few channels, but most of it was the political preacher and a few hecklers and some agitators, and 365, 75, 95 pretty much dead, and nothing in between. Like I said, I figured I'd throw out a call and see if anything happened, and I got you. So at least I'm talking to somebody I can hear.
Yeah, exactly, and you're doing a hell of a job, man. You're hitting me 8 and 9 on the meter, pretty solid.
I got you a steady 5.7, but the audio's beautiful. It's crystal clear. And guess what? I actually got a camera running this time.
Oh boy, that sounds a little scary, right?
it ain't all that bad. It is what it is. I mean, and if you don't want me to put it out there, I won't. I've got no issues with that.
No, you're good, man. You're good. I'm anxious to hear what it sounds like from the other side. I'm still playing around with all this stuff on the front end of this rig.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you sound like in person, so, you know, I don't know what your voice sounds like, but I'm toying between 540.1 and 2. I think 1 is pretty close. 2 might be dead on. I'm not 100%, but what do I sound like over there? Because my radio changes with my clarifier, so my transmit also changes.
Yeah, affirmative. That's what this one does. I have to use the clarifier when you jump by 5, and so it can get a little crazy. It's not as crisp as I would like it. It's where the little higher end radio would be nice to take care of that.
Yeah, Roger. That's one thing I like about this. I can go down to it'll go intense. I can go 54011 or what have you. You know, it'll nail it down pretty darn tight if I want it to. But you can do a lot of things with this radio, but gotta have a program cable, which I never bought. The only thing I changed on the radio since I bought it was the 11-meter conversion, which was just a matter of holding 2 buttons down and powering it on, and then switching the channel selector to 2-band rather than 1, and then I turned the mic gain up, and that's it.
Yeah, Roger. What radio you talking on now?
See, Anytone Quad 5 Plus. Looking at it, it looks pretty much like old Galaxy DX88. Other than the fact it's got a huge frequency display on the face of it, rather than the little small one, and it's got a channel selector on the right side, of course. If you've ever seen the European Superstar CRT 6900, that's the same radio. They've made this radio under, I think, about 8 different names now. But I got the Anytone, and it's done nothing but perform well for me. I'm really happy with it, especially for the $246 I paid for it.
That's a pretty amazing deal. You know, I mean, everybody I talk to that's running the Quad 5, just a plain Quad 5, they all sound really, really well. And I myself have a Quad 5N2 that I've used as a bass on and off over the time. So I've had pretty good luck with that one as well. I mean, that was a very, very inexpensive radio.
Yeah, Roger. Now, I wish they made this radio, the Quad 5 Plus, and then they got the Plus N, which has the upgraded noise reduction like your N2 does. And I wish this had it. I tell you, sometimes I'll have 7S units of pure static. It's just unbearable sometimes. But you know, like I said, $246, and I was on a budget and down a radio and an amplifier. I needed something to talk, and I got the last one the man had, and that's the last one I've seen out there. And of course, you know, they take this same radio and what is it, Bob's CB, I think it is, makes it gives it the Top Gun technology and doubles the price on it. And yeah, I can do without the 80 watts. I got 45. That's plenty. That's gonna drive anything I need to drive.
Yeah, Roger. So this unit has been discontinued, I take it?
You know, they're not selling them. Very seldom you see any out there for sale. The last one I did see for sale was in Europe, which it was the U.S. version, because it had the orange display with the green channel display. But it's going to pop back up again. I'm surprised Radioddity hasn't done it, you know, because Radioddity is the quote-unquote new Anytone radios. You know, they've got the QT40, which is the same thing as the the Aries 2, I think is what it was, on the Anytone. It looks like a Cobra with a few more butt knobs on it.
Okay, well, yeah, a lot of these get rebranded. You know, after a while, you can't hardly tell them apart, you know.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, they're. I tell you, you know, for quote unquote a Hyundai radio, it's good quality.
Yeah, Roger. Like I say, I was happy with mine. I still am happy with my Anytone. In fact, I'm putting together a tub here of radio gear I'm going to take up to the cabin this summer. So I'm going to be on the air this summer from up at the lake. So that's going to be, which is way up in northern Minnesota. So that's going to be interesting to see who I can reach from up there.
Roger, northern Minnesota. I talk to a guy from time to time out in northern Minnesota, right around the lakes. I'm not exactly sure where. He's told me before, but you know, my brain's not that good. But 32, real nice guy. I'm sure you'll probably connect with him at some point if you're going to be up there. Like I said, he's a real nice guy. My first contact with him, he had one of those Albrecht walkie-talkies, the European walkie-talkie is pretty much like an RCI handheld, and talking on that, and I think it's the Golden Antron, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, are you thinking of, was it 32, St. Paul, John?
That's right, that's him exactly.
Yeah, I'm about almost 4 hours north of there yet. I'm way the hell up there, man.
Roger on that. My grandfather grew up in Minnesota, and I think it was right outside of Minneapolis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the Twin Cities pretty much consumes and runs the whole state. So for good or for better or for worse, right?
Right. Yeah, they were in the middle of farmland, and as my understanding, you know, back then nobody knew the value or anything, but you know, of course, up there is where all the meteorites come down in the fields and all, and there was a meteorite, they say about half the size of a old Volkswagen Bug sitting in the yard, but of course back then nobody had any clue as to value of it.
Oh yeah, we don't, I'm not seeing any meteorites up there where I am, but we trade off for mosquitoes.
Oh my goodness. I can send you a jar full of those anytime you want them.
Oh, trust me, we got plenty up there at the lake. You got water, you got mosquitoes, right?
Heck yeah, I'm about maybe a half a mile as the crow flies from a very large swamp that turns into Ashley River here in South Carolina.
Alright, so you know, and then you get a lot of reptiles and other sort of rodents and things that go with all that.
Oh yeah, my wife's got 3 ponds, 2 little novelty ponds, and then has the hole that I put an 18 by 40, 18 by 39 swimming pool 3 feet into the ground, which is now not there, is now a koi pond, and yeah, we deal with the snakes all the time.
Yeah, my other house here, before I moved into this, we had a pool, and half the house is out here too, and there was continuously mice and snakes getting caught in the pool and drowning.
Yeah, Roger, we were out. It's been about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months, and heck, it may have been longer than that, I don't know. Anyway, my wife says, I just saw a snake. I said, really? She says, oh, there it is again, and it comes scooting across the pond. And I said, where did it go? She said, it went right there in those weeds. And I looked, and darn if the thing wasn't sitting there looking at me. I said, go get the BB gun. She said, what? Go get the BB gun. I aimed that thing, and I popped it, and it went back into the water. I said, you know, I think I got it. And it wasn't but maybe a minute, and all of a sudden that thing come jumping up out of the water. You know, have you ever seen a mullet, how they jump out of the water?
I don't believe so, no.
Well, mullets, they will get a running start and they'll jump and fly through the air, land back in the water, and then skip back up and land back and skip, and almost like a skipping rock. Well, that's what this snake was doing. It was coming out of the water in an arched fashion and hitting the water and bouncing back up. I nailed it square right between the eyes and messed it up some kind of fierce. And it finally came to a stop, and I popped it one more time in the head, and it just sat there. I said, well, I'm pretty sure it's dead. So I got the old pool net that we still had, and I scooped it out. And of course it started to move then. It could have just been the nerves, but yeah, I ended up taking it out. It was a big fat banded water snake, I tell you. You know, it's non-poisonous, but it don't need to be in there with my wife's expensive fish.
No, I can't imagine that'll go over very well very long. Yeah, I have got a couple of bull snakes that live here. We've got a wash that goes over the side of our property. Every now and then I get a 3 or 4 foot bull snake that's coming passing through, but I'd rather have the bull snakes than the rattlers. My understanding is if you have one, you typically don't have the other, so I keep telling her we're okay, just leave them alone, just don't mess with them.
Yeah, Roger on that. Definitely don't want the rattlesnakes, that's for sure. We, you know, of course we have every end of the spectrum around here. We've got the rattlesnakes, we've got copperheads, we got the water moccasins, then we got your basic water snakes. We typically see a couple copperheads here a year. We're obviously close to a den, so we typically have